In my technology integration project, I have chosen Plickr as the choice for integrating real-time assessment in an environment where we do not have individual devices for students. My students are first through third graders, and they do come from middle and upper class homes, so they are familiar with technology. But because we're a Montessori school, we do not have devices for each child at this age. And so Plickrs is an option. It is based on the idea of having a clicker to decide on an answer individually. But instead of a clicker or an artifact, what they're using is a piece of paper. And then through a phone app, the phone app detects the image that children are holding up and has stored in the memory where whose card it is detecting and which is the answer they're choosing. And the idea is that we're going to use this as a way of engaging students and promoting participation while also getting information on their comprehension levels and engagement. As a way to focus their attention and also get additional information that will let us know if we need to represent, if we need to follow it up with a different lesson. Based on our constraints of not having enough devices for everyone, options like quiz shows like Kahoot was not a choice, and other apps like Flipgrid that allow students to record their thoughts and their feelings are also not very viable, since not everyone will have access to that computer during the day. In addition, as we usually have videos that students see during the online sessions that they join in every day, integrating questions about what they just saw, or presenting Plickrs as a way to have an introductory question that sort of hints at like testing previous knowledge, will give us an opportunity to see and clue them into what is going to be an important piece of information that they might learn during the video, and then repeating that question at the end so that we can identify if they were able to identify the answer correctly based on the multimedia they saw. For example, what is the name of the longest river in Egypt? And if they didn't know it at the beginning of the session, but at the end of the video, they can answer that it is the Nile, then we know that they were able to get that information from the video. In addition, not only does this have the opportunity to make them engaged, it also gives them the opportunity to see how the classroom is doing, see what answers the classroom chose out of all of the 4, how many got A or B or C or D in real time, which I think is fascinating for this group of students because they get to see how they did in comparison to others, but none of them are identifiable, which also gives them an immediate answer so they can test their own knowledge, and also we can immediately identify, oh, we need to spend more time on this. And as a group, they can come up with follow-up work related to what they're doing. And for UDL principals, I want for them to develop that self-assessment and reflection that is part of that engagement principle in the UDL, making them think about their attention and their lack of attention, and also evaluating a position. Also representation in the area of comprehension, by being able to clue in students at the beginning of the lesson and then at the end on big ideas. They are able to get some of those hints on what will be important or relevant to pay attention to. And it offers just a little bit of variety versus them standing up and walking over to the screen to say their answer or yelling it out, which tends to happen. They can quietly raise up their card. And I'm hoping that it will be something that will be engaging. And so I created an Nearpod to present this to the students. It will have several components. First of all, the physical cards that they will get. And then we'll see a video of the classroom where they'll see how the students use the Plickr cards in the video and how the teacher collects their answers. They will get to try out the cards that same session in a Plickr session that will allow them to test their skills on holding up. Like, okay, so like in that case, that the first question will be hold up A on the top, and then we are able to see if they can all hold up their card with A on the top to choose the question A, and we'll test that with all the different ones so that they can become comfortable moving their card around. And then once we can tell that they are comfortable choosing the right answer, then we'll participate in a survey and discuss the results. So this will be the video that I chose, and it's fairly short. It's about a minute. Then we're going to go over the card and show them the structure of the card and how each one will have a different image on it that is unique, that each one will have a number that is identifiable to them, so they can't share their card with another child. They need to know which one is theirs, and show them where the letters are and how they need to hold them up. So we'll practice that. Then we will have a screencast presentation where they hold the card so that A is pointing up and the image is facing the camera, and we get a chance for everyone to practice that and get to see how they did, and then reveal the answer and get to make sure that everyone is at 100%. And then once that is done, then we would choose this survey question and they get to vote. And in this case, there is no right answer. So then we get to see that chart. And finally, after giving them instructions on how to take care of their card, we will give them an option as a follow-up work to come up with their own question that has 4 choices for grading, or a question that has 4 choices that can all be correct for a survey. And so hopefully that will get them excited about this, get them to integrate it when they have a presentation they want to make. And it will be a new tool that we can use to engage them. Thank you for your attention.